Hello, America, once again. I posted a video, I say about a week ago, and I was pissed because I had been found guilty by a Mormon courtroom saying I was a drug dealer selling dangerous drugs. They found me guilty. I'm going to tell you the charges, plural. They found me guilty of 2 second-degree felonies because they said I sold dangerous drugs, and the dangerous drugs are marijuana. They use marijuana for cancer patients. They use marijuana for glaucoma for the eyes. But yet and still, they say I, Eugene Fletcher, sold dangerous drugs within 1,000 feet of a Mormon church and charged me 2 second-degree felonies. First of all, people, felony, like I said in my first video, a felony, you forget about getting a job, you forget about voting, and last but not least, you can forget about purchasing a weapon. But I have no reason for purchasing a weapon because I have no need. God is my weapon. Point blank, period. But a reason for to make this other video, this video right now, is I'm seeking. I'm in distress. I'm in need of an attorney. Because the Mormon elite, I should say, is trying to cut my throat. Hell, I can cut my own throat. But if there's any help for a widow's son, attorneys, I need your help to overturn this case because I'm innocent of these charges. And also I want to say to the Mormon community, some of you guys, well, you have the right to worship with any kind of way you want to worship. I know a lot of you guys, you became Mormons, you got baptized Mormon, you had your own reason becoming Mormon. This video is not directed to you. It's directed to the upper class Mormons, the elite, the crooks. And I prove to you that they're crooks. They're conniving and hiding behind the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is what they call it. But boy, they vicious. And I'm going to prove that to you, especially towards minorities. I'm African American. I came here to go to school in Utah. And I was doing good. But they don't want to see a person of color to do good in their community and not join their clique. This is America, correct? America, the land of the home, the free, the brave. Do whatever you like. Democracy, correct? I got some little info, right? A little information I want to share with you. But I just want to clarify myself. I'm talking to the Mormons that are judges, prosecutors, appointed attorneys, apostles, prophets. The Mormons, the only church that just said they got living property in America today. But I see sick people around me every day. Ain't none of them cured yet. So, Jesus was the only one that walked the earth and could touch you and cure you in a matter of seconds. Other than that, I ain't seen nobody to this day. And he said he had to return because he know how crooked the world will become. That's why he has to come back. Because if we could do it ourselves, he wouldn't have to return. First of all, I want to say I need an attorney. Also, the Mormon has turned the judicial system into just a money making. Like Jesus said that the people have turned God's house into a den of thieves. They doing that with the judicial system in the state of Utah. And I give you an example. For the last few years, Utah been labeled the state with the lowest unemployment rate. Check it out. People lie. Again, I'll tell you, people lie, but numbers don't lie. If you lock up all the poor, all the homeless, all the foreigners, all the African Americans, all the Native Americans, all the immigrants, and all the Pope non-Mormons. Hell, hold on a second. That's a money-making thing. Like I said, Utah had the first concentration camp. You lock all these people up in your concentration camp. Look at the numbers, people. It's a very sophisticated game. Can go undetected if you don't start recognizing the peep game. Check this information out. This is all Google, baby. This is nothing about this is made up. The federal government, $24 billion spent last year by federal, state, and local units of government to incarcerate 1.2 million nonviolent offenders was almost 50% larger than the entire federal welfare budget. But you jump over on President Obama's case because he's a man of color. But he's considered man of color because of the white system. And in the white system, they have what they call the one-drop law. I did not know this. I had to do my research. One drop means if you take a white person and a white female, she mates with a colored female, once one drop of that colored blood impregnate that white female, the baby's automatically other. Not considered Caucasian. As far as I'm concerned, Obama is 50-50. His mama from Kansas, straight redneck Kansas. His daddy from pure Africa. So he 50-50. He know both sides. But with the American law and that one drop law, they consider him black, which I'm proud of him. Proud of you, a president. And also, people, let me let you know something. We get on the president case about jobs. The president created a whole lot of jobs. But people of color, let me let you know something. Every time you go look for a job, who have the last say so, whether you hired or not, in order to get that paycheck? It's a Caucasian American. Every job I've been to, before they say I'm hired, I had to get the okay from a Caucasian American. So Obama ain't stopping you from getting a job. It's them. They still got the juice, baby. Recognize. I had one job where a black man hired me, and it was a janitorial service at a college I went to in Arkansas. And I worked for him about a month, and he lost the company. Duh. Back to what I was saying about the federal government and its spending for incarceration. 1.2 million nonviolent offenders was almost 50% larger than the entire federal welfare budget, which is $16.6 billion, which provides income support for 8.5 million people and represents 6 times what the federal government would spend on a child care for 1.25 million children. Further, America is spending more building prisons, $2.6 billion, than universities, which is $2.5 billion. The research corroborates the findings of other studies which have found that African Americans are imprisoned at 8 times the rate of whites, and Hispanics are imprisoned at 3 times the rate of whites. Today, minority communities represent 70% of all new prisons admissions. And I think Utah is topping the list. You don't want to be Mormon? You don't want to join that clique? Bam, they got a concentration camp for you. You call them jail facilities. I call them concentration camps. Go visit. Go check it out. Another reason for my speech. I want to propose a march. I want us to march here in Logan, Utah. March right here and fight for equal rights within the judicial system, people, please. Especially the poor Hispanics, poor blacks, poor immigrants, and poor white folks. We need to get together and come here and stop this because they're making $1 million, for example, and then they taxing you. In that jail facility, everything you buy that's non-edible, tax. You paying for them to cut your throat. And plus the federal government money they get, the state money, the local money they get. So you know what they doing with all their tithings? They building these big temples. I told you about way back about them in their history. With Joseph Smith, they say a mob was after him in Carthage, Missouri. Ran him out here out west. And I told you when a mob is after, that means you done somebody wrong. Come to find out he stole their gold. And if you look at their temples today that they build, all of them topped off with gold. Somebody got the gold. It sure ain't us. They trying to get rid of us. People wake up and smell the coffee. Right out the paper. The amount of spending for non-violent criminals and blacks and Hispanics are filling the jails up. And matter of fact, the LDS Church just opened a new temple in Honduras. And when I was locked up after they sentenced me, found me guilty of these bogus charges, said I'm selling dangerous drugs, marijuana, within a church, a Mormon church, which is considered a drug-free zone. Right down the street, they got 2 smoke shops called Timberland Smoke Shops. They selling glass pipe, spice, synthetic marijuana, which is a dangerous drug, and they've been selling it for years. So who gonna charge them for second-degree felonies? They probably got 1,000 counts. You heard me? But yet I take the fall because guess I'm a poor black. Surrounded by all, the majority always eats up the minority. That's why I'm going to preach and scream and put a video on the internet, on the World Wide Web every week until I find me a lawyer to check my case out. Soon somebody going to listen to these videos and going to hear my plea. My Bible says, knock and it shall be open. Ask and it shall be given. And seek and ye shall find. Also, the Bible says, love your enemy as yourself. The Mormons have put a dent in me. I mean, you charged me with 2 second-degree felonies. You know, you ruined my school career. I done flunked 3 semesters going back and forth to court, back and forth to court. Every time they made me the court date, I had class. Bam, of course I'm going to fail. And you know what else eats me up? Oh, it eats me up like cancer. Is that every time I went to a preliminary hearing before I went to trial, there was a child molester there. Right here in this little town surrounded with all, I mean, it's a billion churches here. And temples here, Mormon temples. But man, it's infested with child molesters. Every single time, God knows, I went there, it was a child molester, somebody molesting a child. God said, woe unto those who do harm to the children. Woe unto those who lead my people astray. People, you can't take a man's car, take his wife, destroy his family, and expect some good to come to you. That's what they're doing. I went to church with them this Sunday. Oh, they always preach, oh, the family first, family first. You want your family first? And you ruin other families? Hispanics, like I said, they just opened a temple in Honduras. And when I was in that jail, before I got released, and I still got to do 6 more weekends, they still, I ain't got time to study. I still in school, but pretty much as they done to me, I don't think I can pull this semester off because they kept me locked up the first 3 weeks of class. They straight doing me. But anyway, back when I was in that concentration camp, everybody around me, half of them was from Honduras. One of the guys said he was walking down the street. A Mormon police turned around asking, let me see your ID. Well, the guy told me papers, but he meant ID. He said he didn't have one. Oh, we got to take you in to see since we don't know who you are. Why he stopping? Because he was colorful. Next thing you know, oh, we can't figure out, oh, we're going to have to hold you a couple of days. A couple of days come to us. About a couple of days pass, they come to me again. Oh, well, you're not from America. You ain't got no papers. We got to put an ice hold on you. He just lost his job. He can't make no money to send for his family. A lot of them come here just to work. They doing work that y'all won't do. Doing work that you won't do. These people are God's children. The African Americans are God's children. the Native American. You left Missouri, got ran out of Missouri, come over here, snatched Utah from the Mexicans, slaughtered. Slaughtered the Native American, but God saw fit. Some of them are still today. And people, you know what? You might want to say, oh, he's upset, oh, he did something wrong. And you already stereotyped the blacks. Oh, we crackheads, we dopeheads, we smoke weed, we got kinky hair, we can't think. Well, hell, I've been in school the last 3 years, and I'm the only black in my classes, and some of them felons, so what's wrong with their hair? Peep game. And you know what, people? Let me tell you something. You big shots. Let me tell you, big shots sitting on them high pedestals, you know, living off the titles and think you can't be touched. Look at the news today. Pope Benedict. This is directed straight to the Mormon prophet. Pope Benedict is stepping down. From my experience, I'm not that intelligent. But when you resign or step down, something ain't right. I'm beginning saying, whoa. The Bible says nothing below the heaven is righteous. Not one is righteous. That means the Pope. That means these big bishops, these cardinals. That means these so-called prophets. None are righteous. And I'm beginning to smell a rat. Back when I was growing up, we didn't have money to, the big shots in the suburbs to get an exterminator when you had rats and roaches in the house. We had to buy those bombs and rat traps. And sometimes you have to put the rat traps down in the cabinet, you know, because the rat see you, he don't take the cheese. So we put them in the cabinet, you know, and you go to sleep at night, here come the rat. That's the same way they hit me in their court system, like a rat in the night. BAM! Hit me, I didn't know what hit me. But then we get up in the morning, you know, you check the traps, ain't no rat or nothing coming, but later on, you know, you kind of forget about it. And then you start getting a strong stench in the house. You know what I mean by stench? A smell. And ain't nothing like the smell of a dead rat. When he hit that trap, pop! That hit him in the back and broke his spinal cord. Ooh, I'm talking about a stench. That's what I'm beginning to smell in this Utah judicial system. A hell of a stench. And I want to tell you people something. This is not only for the racist white Mormon judicial system. This is for a whole lot of them around the United States that controlled by the white folks. Don't you know? When we was in war in World War II fighting Germany, and Hitler was vicious. It took Russia and us to slow him down. But those white soldiers, those infantrymen, he was breaking them down. But guess who helped? Pull them back out. This in the 40s now. This when black folk still had to sit at the back of the bus. If y'all know anything about that, go to the back of the restroom. Different sink, different bathroom, different this, different that. All because we dirty. But I heard old white men say he was glad to see a black face when that tank division came in and knocked Hitler troops up off him. Called the 761st Tank Battalion. Look it up. Google it. 1945. On the water, land, water, and air, the blacks were successful. When God choose you, woo! Can't nobody touch you. The USS Mason, a destroyer, escorted all those white loaded down destroyers and aircraft carriers. When it was fog on the water, couldn't make it back. They didn't know how to navigate. Here come the black operated destroyer to escort them back to land, to safety and everything like that. World War II, 1943, 1945. Google it. And hallelujah. 1944, the airman of Tuskegee lost very little aircraft, very effective in the air, shooting down the Nazis to save your ass from Hitler destruction. Black folk. America wouldn't be what it is today without the black work. And the American Navy, Navajo, my Navajo brothers, against the war against Japan, they couldn't detect the Navajo language because it's so hard to learn. They couldn't decode it. They helped them defeat the Japanese. And yet you come out and try to wipe the Navajo out? How dare you? And now you're trying, and Utah is making a killing off the people. My time is getting short, people. But I'm going to make a video every week requesting people to come march in Logan, Utah. A lot of families have been torn apart, just destroyed because of the judicial system. We need to march, make the federal government come in here and check the books, check the records. Right now. Right now. I asked my lawyer. I said, okay, I'm screaming every week on the internet that I'm innocent. But you know what to prove my innocence? It's the video of the trial. You know what my Mormon appointed lawyer tells me? Oh, we didn't have enough funds. We didn't record your trial. Again, I smell a rat. I need a lawyer, people. I need a lawyer, and I need people by my side to come march this summer. Like I said, it's the winter. It's winter here and it's cold. It's rough right now. So stay tuned. Every week I'm going to send a video till the date comes that we need to march. And I'm going to close with a word from the good Lord to y'all. A story, that is. When God chooses you, can't nothing be against you. The Mormons, they are powerful right now, but the good Lord does not like ugly. There was 3 boys just like me. Right now I'm caught up in a fiery furnace. The way the Mormons done throw this on me. What else I got? That's why I got to scream for help. I got to reach out and get somebody. But that was Meshach, Heshach, and Abednego. Just like the big shot Mormons here, if you don't do what they say do, they ready to make charges on you, force charges, destroy your family, destroy everything you done worked for. Heshach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't want to bow down to that king or bow down to them either. So he go throw them in the fiery furnace. They threw him in there. And when he told his guards to go open the furnace back up to see if they was disintegrated, when they opened up, the swift of the heat killed the guards. And when they looked around the corner, who come running out? Heshach, Meshach, and Abednego. When God got you, can't nothing stop you. And last but not least, hallelujah. Y'all remember a man named Noah? They say that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so they know Noah. Noah was a winehead. They call him a drunk. They say he was crazy, but guess what? God found favor in him. He said, Noah, build me an ark. The people come around like they probably say I'm crazy now making these videos. Ain't nobody going to help me, this and that. If I keep crying, Psalms 40, the first verse, it says, I waited patiently upon the Lord. He inclined unto me and heard my cry. I'm going to cry every week. You're going to see me on the YouTube. But Noah, he said, Noah, build me an ark. He said, it's going to come a rain. It's beaming hot. Noah and his sons, they build an ark. And guess what, people? One day, they started talking crazy. They talk crazy about me. They talk about Noah. One day, it started to get a small drizzle of rain. You know how sometimes the sun be out and it start raining, you think nothing of it. But when those drizzles start to get a little heavier, the good Lord said to Noah, close the door. Peace.